Training on best mining practices and land reclamation ends. Boosting tourism through car rentals, stakeholders discuss the way forward. Hello, good evening. This is News Hour live on GBC24 and GTV. My name is Shirley Annan. Now, 2 fire stations were caught unawares this afternoon and could not readily respond to a fire outbreak at the Coconut Grove Hotel and Amansan television station, popularly called ATV, near the Sankara Circle in Accra. Both facilities belong to Dr. Papakwesi Indum, the founder and presidential candidate of the Progressive People's Party. The fire appeared to have started at the television station, which is adjoined to the hotel. It quickly spread to the hotel and the whole place turned into a fireball. Guests and workers have been moved from the scene of the fire. There are reports that the fire service is attending to the incident. We'll bring you visuals of that story later. Now, the University of Mines and Technology at Takwa has organized practical training on best mining practices and land reclamation. The project imparted in final year mining engineering students the critical skills needed in their field of study.
The University of Mines and Technology at Takwa, the Minerals Commission, together with the Kwame Amonu Enterprise, a Donkonofin-based mining company, have been offering practical training for students studying mining engineering. The program, according to Professor Peter Arunja Eshon, has been helpful to the students as it crucially fills a void on the university's academic curricula. The 2017 batch of final year students were taken through the various stages of mining, including land preparation, digging, mixing water with soil, extracting gold ore, and land reclamation. The CEO of the mining site, Mr. Kwame Amunu, urged other small-scale miners to follow the right procedures in mining.
As I say, a small-scale mining land, legal license.
This is a small-scale mining site with a license. It is also my farmland. I always reclaim the land after mining because I intend to grow maize to support the government's one district, one factory agenda.
One district, one factory.
Some students who participated in the training expressed appreciation.
When we came here, we realized that they have a license and they are actually going according to the rules and regulations by the Minerals Commission.
Practically, I'm seeing all the things that we've been taught back at school, and I'm very glad.
We saw pictures of this, videos of this, but we didn't actually know how big and how they actually work. This has really impacted on us.
On the other hand, organizers of the program are hopeful that the practical training offered the students will instill in them the ingredients to undertake mining in a professional manner once they are deployed in the field after school.
Boosting tourism is high on the government's agenda since it rakes in millions of cedis every year. In this light, allied partners in the car renting industry have met in Accra to deliberate on their role in promoting tourism. Ghana's year-round tropical climate, along with its wildlife, exotic waterfalls, coastal palm-lined sandy beaches, caves and lakes, make Ghana the ideal place to visit as a tourist. It is a major source of foreign exchange and employment. However, there are several factors which impede progress in the sector. Transporting tourists to and from destinations is identified as problematic. This underscores the importance of transportation industry in boosting tourism.
The prices of car rental services in Ghana is a bit high, so we organized this stakeholders forum today in seeing how best we can reduce the cost of renting a car in Ghana. Therefore, it can be affordable to everyone, because we believe that once we are able to promote domestic tourism, it will automatically attract international tourists.
The stakeholders deliberated on best ways to reduce the cost of transport for tourists, promote domestic tourism, reduce the incidence of road accidents through regular training and education, and properly regulating the tourist industry. The contribution of travel and tourism to GDP cannot be underestimated. In 2015, the sector directly supported over 200,000 jobs and is expected to rise about 350,000 in 2026. For GBC24, 20 university students have been selected for the Kufuor Scholars Program KSP, funded by ex-President John Ajikun Kufuor. The KSP will add to formal education by mentoring beneficiaries, giving them exposure and annual spendings. So Yoko Kwakuche reports.
So help me God. God be my helper.
The Kufuor Scholars Program KSP was instituted by the John A. Kufuor Foundation, an independent, non-partisan, development-oriented institution. The KSP provides a specialized 3-year transformational leadership preparation for the Ghanaian youth. The program targets young people in Ghanaian universities who have successfully completed first year of studies. Out of over 1,200 applicants, only 20 students were selected for the 2017 class of Kufuor Scholars. They are students offering different courses in some of the universities in Ghana. The Minister of State for Tertiary Education, Professor Kwesi Yanka, urged Kufuor Scholars to take full advantage of the opportunities offered them to prepare for the future.
Even though the cardinal themes of leadership, governance, and sustainable development, around which the JK Foundation revolves, are intertwined, the preeminence of the theme of leadership among the three cannot be overemphasized. You need a certain caliber of human capital to drive the entire agenda of good governance and sustainable development.
Some of the students spoke about the expectations.
And so I think it's a stepping stone, a challenging one, of course, for us to open up ourselves in terms of our leadership mind to get more, to be able to practice the godly leadership that this country and then this world really needs.
I'm just so happy. First of all, I'll just say it's just by the grace of God and my efforts I put in, my sleepless nights and all, it actually helped. And also, my expectations is just like the networking, the advice, just learning from the feet of the ex-presidents.
The program is expected to produce leaders imbued with a strong sense of patriotism, leaders who are innovative, problem solvers, creative thinkers, and knowledgeable in their respective fields of endeavor.
A quiz competition aimed at promoting the study of ICT and mathematics in senior high schools has been launched in Accra. The program, dubbed Blue Crest Train, seeks to address key topics in ICT and mathematics and their implications on development.
Greater Accra region will be participating in the maiden edition of the quiz competition with a prize at stake. 12 schools will be grouped into 4, each group consisting of 3 schools, to battle it out in the semi-finals of the competition, which comes off on the 19th of May 2017. According to the organizers, such initiatives generate interest in ICT and mathematics among students, most of whom consider the 2 subjects as taboo subjects.
Our objective is to produce role models and to meet the requirement of the country as such. Once it is met, automatically people will flow that same direction and objective will be met.
The initiative Blue Crest Train basically is being underpinned by the axiom of that quality education remains the epitome of life transformation through academic excellence, originally made to offer solutions to the myriad of problems facing our planet. Now, this particular initiative attempts to restore back into students the very core importance and benefit of adopting ICT and mathematics into their respective careers.
The grand finale comes off on the 26th of May 2017. The next edition will focus on Eastern and Central regions.
The Ghana Broadcasting Corporation Ladies Association has organized a cleanup exercise on the premises of GBC. The exercise is part of activities marking a Ladies' Week of the association.
The exercise held within the premises of the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation brought together female directors and other staff of GBC. Some male colleagues of the corporation also joined in the cleanup. The Deputy Internal Auditor of GBC, Madam Joanna Eskin Ataja, advised the public to practice good hygiene and develop a regular habit of keeping their environs clean.
We all know that cleanliness is godliness. Next to godliness, and we are starting this activity with cleaning of our compound, which shows that we are committed and dedicated. And as working women, we believe that we need to clean our environment, and we should not leave our environment in the hands of people who are not responsible.
Alliance Waste, a subsidiary of Zoom Lions, supported the cleanup exercise. Jacob Mingle is the head of corporate communications.
We have the responsibility to ensure that the communities are being kept clean. As such, we as a company, our CSR, which is corporate social responsibility, is to help other people who are doing or organizing cleanup exercise to be able to effectively execute the cleanup exercise. We chose GBC because we service GBC as well.
The president of GBC Ladies, Madam Gloria Lai, outlined programs for the week-long celebration.
We are going to Center of Hope, Abosokai, to visit the deprived also there. We'll be having a cooking competition among the ladies. We'll be having a lecture. On Friday, we will be having our inauguration. That is inaugurating our new clothes that we got, courtesy by our Deputy Director General, Mrs. Francisca Ashite Udonto. On Saturday, we'll be going for an excursion at Pram Pram. And then on Sunday, we'll crown it all by going to Rich Church.
The theme for the celebration is encouraging women to be bolder, stronger, and more assertive.
We have more news coming up in this package. Please stay with us. Welcome back. You're still watching News Hour live on GBC24. Now let's go back to our earlier story where two fire stations were caught unawares this afternoon and could not readily respond to a fire outbreak at the Coconut Grove Hotel and Amansan television station, popularly called ATV, near the Sankara Circle in Accra. Both facilities belong to Dr. Papa Kwesi Indom, the founder and presidential candidate of the Progressive People's Party. Now let's go over there and speak to our correspondent Humu. She stands by. Humu, good evening. Hello, Humu.
Hello,
well, if you can hear me, what's the extent of damage at the place right now?
Jenny, as I'm talking right now, the whole Amansan TV seems to have been bent down to ashes. When we got here earlier on, it was just somebody will describe as a very small fire, but unfortunately, the National Fire Service personnel have been finding it so difficult to fight the fire, and it looks like the whole structure, the whole TV structure is bent down. I wouldn't be surprised if the GN Bank is so bent down right now as we are talking. The only solution right now is to protect the adjoining buildings, that's the immigration buildings, and some other buildings that are surrounded the Coconut Grove Hotel. But as for the hotel, they are protecting some portions of the hotel. But for the Amansan TV and the GN Bank, it looks like the whole building has been bent down to ashes. We earlier on spoke to the deputy public relations officer of the National Fire Service, and according to him, the public is not allowing his men to do their work. He said they had some challenges when they came in earlier on, like all the offices were locked up, and because the structures themselves are wooden, it was so easy for the fire to spread as fast as possible. But we also spoke to some eyewitnesses who claimed that they were here when the fire started, and if the National Fire Service had listened to their direction, it would have been easier to fight the fire. Right now, more than 10 tenders of the fire service has been put here. It looks like the water gets finished, and then the tenders are returned to the service offices for more water. But as at now, it's so difficult to tell where the fire is coming from. We had spoken to some staff of the TV station, and according to them, the fire has started from the studios. But from the version of the National Fire Service, they can't tell us where the fire actually started from. Right now, their priority is fighting the fire, and their priority is actually protecting all adjoining buildings that are surrounded the coconut.
So is it too early yet to tell us the cause of the fire?
It's too early. Like I said earlier on, we spoke to the deputy PRO, and he said that it's too early to determine where the fire started from. And right now, their focus is protecting other buildings. Right now, it's so difficult, even though if they can protect the rest of the Amansan TV and then the DN Bank. So right now, all they want to do is to protect other adjoining buildings.
Has there been any casualties?
There haven't been any casualties. What we've heard so far was that documents in the TV stations, the studio, the equipment, people's money, their phones, their car keys, their personal belongings have been burnt to ashes. Right now, nobody is even allowed near the park because it is that terrible that if you go near there, we can't just stop anything that can happen, Kelly.
So where is the owner of the facility? I mean, Dr. Papakwesi Indum.
We haven't cited Dr. Papakwesi Indum yet. All we have, the people we have seen so far are staff of the hotel, staff of the DN Bank, and other staff of the Coconut Group Hotel. But for the owner himself, we are yet to find him around.
Besides the fire service, is the police around, and how is the evacuation process being done?
Earlier on, luckily for them, most of the structures of the Coconut Group Hotel were removed. It was just a vehicle that they were finding difficult to pull up. It has been pulled up, and then the only thing right now is fighting to ensure that other adjoining buildings do not catch fire, because the fire keeps spreading and it keeps burning so fast that we are not surprised that the public are blaming the fire service for doing very little.
Homo, before you go, is the hotel intact?
You say?
Is the hotel intact?
The hotel, portions of the hotel is still intact. It's just that it's so difficult to tell right now because nobody is allowed there because of the agency of the fire. Nobody is allowed, but some portions of the hotel is intact. But for the Amansan TV and the GN Bank Shelly, I wouldn't be surprised if everything is burned down by now.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. We've been speaking to our correspondent right on sports at the Coconut Grove Hotel, where fire had raised down the Amansan TV and other adjoining offices there. Now let's come back and speak to Theophilus Sampa. He was there. You were a witness.
Yes, indeed, Shirley. It's a spectacle. Very, very sad. I haven't seen anything like this. Fire that is raging currently, it's taking over everything about the Amansan TV building, raised down, and then the Google security.
Which is right in front.
That is right in front of the Ghana Immigration Service building. Has also been raised down. And so currently, fire officers are fighting the fire from the immigration end to prevent it.
You know, we could smell the fire from here, from GBC. So
I remember we saw this thing as early as 5 p.m. and we had to call colleagues that we know at the ATV. And one of them who was the producer on duty, because he was there, was called. And then when he came out, according to him, what he told me was that he just saw the fire, so he had to run. So he never picked even a pin. So he had to save his life and call his other colleagues to run. And as I'm now coming there in the last 5 minutes, currently the fire service officials are fighting the fire at the kitchen level, because when they allow it to move, we gathered that there were gas and other.
The fire started at the kitchen?
No, it started at the ATV area where the generator was.
Okay.
Close, just beside the immigration service building. If you know exactly where the ATV has been positioned, from there then you come to the Gold Coast Bank. That is where the thing started from. And so that place has been raised down. You can't pick anything, and it is spreading. Seriously, it is spreading. And so the tenders that come, they are trying their best, but the fire is above them. It's so much. It's serious. And just urging them. The police are even controlling the public to just calm down, but some still want to go there and see. But it's serious, and I think that we need to really do something about it. No, we should just go on.
All right, okay. So, I don't know whether it's too early to discuss the issue of fire tenders being empty when they get to fire scenes. Because I know when it started, I hear people call the fire service. They came and said they had no water.
You see, the structure over there, because of the unique way it was built, most of them are wooden structures. And so I guess because of that, the fire really did more damage than the fire tenders or the officials could have expected. And it looks so bad because it started from inside. And when our colleagues from that side, the ATV guys, when they came out and they saw the fire, so they didn't even know because of the building, the acoustic area, when they are inside, you can't hear anything that is happening. So they didn't even know what was happening outside. So they came out, and that was it. And the way the building has been structured, it is wooden structure, and so it will raise down, and it's going. And we are praying that the fire guys can really fight it very well, so it doesn't really affect the entire hotel that is there. But as of now, the kitchen, from the kitchen to the ATV area and the Google security bank has been raised down.
All right, so let's go back to the telephone lines and speak to the PRO of the Ghana National Fire Service. Hello, good evening, sir. Hello, good evening, sir. Well, let's. I hear we have his tape. If we could hear him speak, that would do.
Just unfortunate that we have this situation at hand. But the good news also is that we'll be able to condone the whole fire to prevent further spread of this fire. We want to see that everything is under control. Of course, we'll be able to ensure that the spread of the fire is limited to where the fire, we are seeing it now. But we also want to say that the public should allow us to do our job. The situation where there have been a whole lot of, bashing here and there, even people interfering in our operational duties right on the fire ground, I think is also affecting operations as we are here this evening.
Right now, the allegation is that when your men came here, the fire had not spread as much as it has now. And people think that probably very little has been done by the National Fire Service to fight the fire. That is why it has spread to this extent. What do you have to say?
No, that is not the issue. The fire was within the building. That has already engulfed everything in the building. It was only when it came out that people saw it. But so it is not because, it's not that the fire was even small that the firemen got there. At the time they got there, the fire has already taken root of the whole building. So the best they are to do is to ensure that it does not spread to any other place. People that are saying this, they should allow us to do our operational duties. They are looking at it from a layman point of view. This is technical. Some are also saying that the fire is on the building and we are throwing water on other structures that are not involved. If really you want to protect those structures, the best you should do is to reduce the radiation, the conversion in terms of heat transfer from one structure to the other, so that you can protect the rest that have not been involved as at now. So if you get into the scene and then your concentration is only on the firefighting, other structures will definitely be involved. It is because the laymen do not know how our technical approach in terms of this fire is. So please, we are on the ground. We are only assuring the public that we will definitely be able to reduce this impact of the fire.
So the allegation that when most of your vehicles came here, they had little or no water at all to fight the fire.
It is not true. It is not true. The issue is that even our 3,000 gallons water capacity tender can get exhausted within 8 minutes, looking at the intensity of the fire that we are fighting. So a tender gets here within 8 minutes or 10 minutes. Then they have to move again in search of water. That does not mean they got here with little or no water in it. It has never happened in our firefighting. What I want to say is that at this moment that we are here, we have mobilized 10 firefighting engines here. Some are stationed on the ground to prevent the spread of the fire. Some are also fighting the fire. Others are going to bring water. So we have continuous water for this firefighting. So if you see a vehicle moving from the ground, probably it has come to give water to those that are already on the ground fighting the fire. Not that they came without water and is going. The public should stop those allegations. It is not true.
In terms of entrance to the place, have difficulty getting to your men? They have difficulty getting.
Of course, when every room was under key and lock. So it means that they have to even break in before they will be able to access some of those areas where the fire is actually involved in. So that has been the problem. But I keep saying that the good news for everybody should know is that this is a fire that we are trying to confine at where it is now. The room has already, some of the room has already gotten the fire before the firemen got there. We are ensuring that the fire do not leave those premises to other adjoining areas to enable us to fight it. So we will definitely ensure that this fire do not cause anything. It is too early for anybody to know where the fire is. That is another difficult question for any technical person to determine as of now, that we are doing everything possible to prevent it. If you look at even the structure in there, most of those structures from the floor level to the roofing level are made of woods. So you can just imagine how fast this fire will be spreading. But again, I'm assuring the public to just give us the opportunity for us to ensure that we do our work. Those that are still in there are trying to interfere and to ensure that maybe probably in terms of helping us, I'm saying that they are rather disturbing the effective firefighting. So people should allow us. Let's do our job. There are other structures in there. The fire, if you look at it from a distance, you might think it is so alarming. But there are other structures that are not involved now. We will make sure the fire do not get to those areas. That is exactly what we are doing. So it is not true that our vehicle got here without water in them. They might come to discharge water and be moving out to.
All right, so that was recorded earlier. Phil, back to you. That was Prince Billy Anaglati disagreeing with the fact that the fire tenders that came in had little or no water. That's the first point. The second one is 10 fire engines fighting this huge fire.
Yeah. Again, the reason the layman will say that is less than 8 minutes or 7 minutes, the water gets finished. So you ask yourself, what exactly is saying? By he's saying that technically, it means that the fire tender that has more than 3,000 gallons can finish in just 8 minutes. So it is not necessarily that or true that the public are really inciting or saying anything negative, but what they see is what they are reporting. If 30 gallons of water can just finish within 8 or 7 minutes, and look at what is happening now, it's really serious.
They are still trying to bring down the fire.
The good news I would say is GBC placing a call.
Yes, tell us about that.
I still feel that saved their life. We could have killed all the sports guys at the studio because they were those who were at the studio. So when we placed the call,
take us through a step-by-step incident. How did you make the call? What really happened?
Today we had a lot of events stationed around the Accra Sports Studio. And so when we finished, some of us wanted to come on time to come and file our report. When we got to the overhead, that's just overhead around us. Then we just the Sankara one. Then I just spotted it with my team members in the car. That smoke were coming out from the ATV area because we've been frequenting there. I knew it, so I quickly called the ATV guy, Emmanuel, who was at the stadium with us, and he also placed the call to his senior colleague at the studio, who was preparing the bulletin for the evening because he would come and do it. Lo and behold, when he came out, he said when the call came, he just came out and then saw the fire and had to run and save his life and call his other colleagues to run out from the studio. And that was where the fire was coming from. And that is why we've saved their life today.
All right. Let's go back to the lines and speak to Humu. Humu, hello.
Hello, Kelly.
Yes, any updates?
Kelly, I'm still here.
What's happening?
Right now, as I'm talking to you, the whole GN Bank is burnt to ashes. The air conditions, the equipment, the generators, everything is burned down. Now, the only place they are trying to protect is, I think, a gas plant that they use to cook for the guests of the hotel. They are trying to protect it. But even as I'm talking to the whole building, the whole GN Bank, the money in it, everything in GN Bank is burnt to ashes. The fire service personnel are finding it extremely difficult to fight the fire right now. It looks like the water is doing just as little as one can describe. It is so difficult. They are just running helter-skelter around here. They are bringing in more tenders. Looks like the 10 fire tenders are just not enough. They are running around and they are trying as much as they can to fight the fire. But right now, all the buildings, because they are wooden structures, they are just burning and the fire is just spreading as much as it can. Just as the fire personnel are trying as much as we can to fight it. The National Ambulance Service have their vehicle here. They are trying to just be around just in case of any casualties. But right now, even as I'm talking to you, the life of the fire personnel are just in danger because they don't want to go so close to the fire, and then they just want to fight the fire, and it is so difficult for the personnel. So Shirley, right now, that is the situation on the ground.
All right, thank you very much.
Well, welcome.
That's a serious issue.
That's what really is happening. So if you even stand in front of the GN bank as it stands now, you can feel the intensity of the fire coming, the smoke and everything. And where they are now, as I said earlier, the fire has reached the kitchen area where they have the gas and other explosive substances there. And that is where the firefighters want to really quench the fire there, so as to kill, not allow it to get to the Coconut Grove Hotel itself, because they're adjoining buildings.
And the gas plant
there. And again, they are fighting it from the elevation edge. So if you really know the area very well, firemen are there because when the water comes, that's where it's so that they use their skyscraper or whatever, they have to be pouring the water there. And again, the structure is a unique structure. They are all full of food. They are wooden structures before you get to the hotel. So that is what is really possible now. And you can't make it. It's very, very serious. It's very, very unfortunate. And we are hoping that maybe more tenants, the tenant is not enough. Maybe if others from the tertiary everywhere, then they can just get closer.
I think they should call for reinforcements.
To come and really help, even from Kaswa. Now the roads are good. They can really come and because it is still burning. It is still burning and you can't take anything. The policemen are there on the ground. They are doing their best, but it is not enough. It's really sad.
Thank you very much. You're still watching News Live on GBC24 and GTV will bring you more on this story as it unfolds. You have more news coming up. Please stay with us. And now to some business news. 80-year-old retired educationist Madam Lab Odro is the first winner of the MoneyGram Freedom to Win promotion. Madam Odro walked away with a Suzuki saloon car as the grand prize of the first edition.
MoneyGram is a global provider of innovative money transfer and payment services. MoneyGram is available in 200 countries across the world. In Ghana, MoneyGram has over 2,000 locations across the country where customers can pick their monies. According to MoneyGram, they have built a solid platform that makes money transfer very easy, secured and affordable. The MoneyGram Freedom to Win promotion was launched in March 2017 with the sole objective of rewarding Ghanaians as part of the 60th anniversary celebrations for their loyalty to MoneyGram. The promotion seeks to reward Ghanaians with several prizes, including electric grill stoves, television, with salon cars as a grand prize. The promotion, which runs from now till June 2017, will give away 6 Suzuki Alto 800 vehicles. To participate, customers need to receive money transfers worth more than 1,000 Ghana cedis, and he or she will be given a scratch card. Whatever prize is on the card, that is the reward for the customer. An 80-year-old retired educationist, Madame Odro, is the winner of the brand new Suzuki Alto 800 saloon car.
I was shocked. I didn't know what to say. I was like a dumb person because God has done a wonderful thing for me. I hope to bring all my checkbook here, sign and win more gifts.
The regional manager of MoneyGram, Anglophone Africa, Mr. Patrick Appiah, urged Ghanaians to do business with MoneyGram since it is the most preferred money transfer platform.
We try to provide choice for our customers in the diaspora. So people are able to send online in their bedrooms, they are able to send on their phones into Ghana. And these are some of the things that makes us unique from other competitors. Apart from that, we also ensure that our agent banks are trained and that we foster that relationship that we have. So together we do the business the way it should, and our customers are appreciating, as you can see.
The brand new Suzuki Alto 800 Saloon car comes with 1-year comprehensive insurance cover. Aside from the grand prize, 6 other customers also received consolation prizes.
The maiden edition of Ghana Football Business Expo is to be held in the United States of America. Thus, Ghana will mount product exhibitions at events venues during international friendly matches between the Ghana Black Stars and Mexico, and against the USA on the other hand.
The business exposition, planned to coincide with the soccer fixtures, is in partnership with RGG Sports LLC of Tampa. A business conference and 2 exhibition fairs are to be held in the 2 cities. The Minister for Business Development, Mr. Ibrahim Mohamed Awal, has endorsed the initiative, which he says goes to support the government's agenda of creating a conducive environment for private businesses to thrive.
If Ghana is portrayed positively in the U.S., business opportunities will open up for Ghanaians. And as a government, we always want the private sector to take advantage of the opportunities. So we're going as a ministry to let U.S. and the global markets appreciate the fact that Ghanaian businesses are good, Ghanaian product services are very important, therefore they should patronize it. So apart from estimating the correlation between Ghana and the U.S., it will expose Ghanaian products and services to the U.S. and global markets, thereby enhancing our businesses and creating jobs for Ghanaians.
The Managing Director of the World Trade Center Accra, Mr. Emmanuel Donikwame, says by mandate, the World Trade Center Accra, which is a franchise of the World Trade Centers Association, stimulates trade and investment opportunities for internal businesses looking to connect globally and prosper locally.
We realize that the match between Ghana and Mexico will be played in Houston, quite close to World Trade Center Houston, which has an arrangement with the owners of the stadium to the extent that the spectators do use the car park of the World Trade Center during matches. And they also have a very good exhibition floor. So it was right for the Football Association and all those involved in the Expo to engage us as the ideal partners for this project.
The Expo is expected to help build on existing bilateral, cultural, and business relations between Ghana and the USA. Theodora Medeto, GBC24, Accra.
News brought to you by NIB and Ernest Chemist. My journey is next.
Good to have you join me today for another edition of My Journey, where I bring a report from the Eastern region on Galamsey activities. My name is Clara Mlano. Can Ghana achieve universal water coverage projects by 2025? This is the question some have been struggling to find answers to in view of the wanton destruction of water bodies by illegal miners. The Ghana Water Company had on some occasion shut down water treatment plants because sources of water had been heavily polluted. I was part of the ministerial team which went on an inspection tour of the Eastern region just when the ultimatum on illegal mining had elapsed.
Large swathes of brown batches depicting the consequence of mining. It is blamed on small-scale miners whose operations have come to be, as Galamsey. Most of the major water bodies in the country, including the Birim, Pra, Ankobra and Tano, have been messed up and polluted with poisonous substances, thus making it unsafe for human consumption. The contamination also endangers marine lives. Plants cannot survive on the heavily polluted water bodies. Thus, some residents of the Eastern region have turned away from these natural resources
to sachet water as the alternative for moisturizing their farmlands. The eastern region is endowed with numerous natural resources, including diamond and gold. This makes it attractive to miners, and the group whose operation is enviably tagged as Galamsey has been dominant here. Though some efforts were made by successive governments to tackle the issue, little was achieved. The latest public outcry over the debilitating effect of illegal mining pushed government to take the battle to the people. The 21-day ultimatum issued by the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources for all such activities to come to a halt ended on Wednesday, April 19th. Before then, a good number of the miners had handed over excavators and other heavy-duty machinery to signal compliance with the stern order. A joint team of officials from the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, Minerals Commission, journalists and police conducted an inspection tour at Kubriso, Etiwa, Apinaman, Enyinem and Chebi. Most of the sites had been deserted, with some equipment abandoned, but the grim effects staring at us in the face. At Kubriso, the team discovered a vast area where prospecting for gold had been going on without any license. The Mines Inspectorate Directorate of the Minerals Commission said they had no wind that such an activity was going on here. A worried Mr. Peter John Amewu lashed out at them for their inefficiencies, especially when a mines inspector was found heavily drunk during the tour.
Now there's a thin line between those who give the license and those that are not giving the license at all. Have you ever made that attempt coming to the side and said, look, my guy, what you're doing is wrong? Have you, as a worker of the commission?
Yes. But when we were, like you said, if I have had the chance to pass here, definitely you would have seen some people whom we have ever visited. We have stopped them. There are some that we have even fined them as to what they have done.
It appeared as though some defied the order and went on site, but were tipped off and absconded minutes before the team could arrive on the scene. The faceless culprits were betrayed by their footprints. The team also inspected some legally acquired concession. The routes to the sites were bushy, rough, and at some points cut off by water. This is a concession of MA Resources, formerly called Kumgana. It has been legally acquired for 5 years, but has worked for barely over a year. Not impressed with their activities, the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Mr. Peter John Amewu, did not mince words in blaming the Minerals Commission for the current situation.
You're giving a concession to a large scale and you have no idea as an inspector of mines. And you sit down, let's listen. We can't allow this to continue. Please, 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 please. And I think that it's proper, from your outfit. You need to take responsibility for this thing. These boys we are taking out of the sites for what they are doing, you are all parts. The guys do not come here because some of them, you are also inclusive. The landowners, including people working in minerals commissions, are part of this nonsense. And I think that collectively as a country, we must begin to address this seriously. Dr. Tony, I think it's proper we give some form of, how do you call it, incentive to those people. A district officer that mines, supervise his area without any illicit mining activity should have an incentive. Okay, but I don't think you are doing that. This morning you came here, you are even drunk, excuse me to say that. You don't look sound, and how can you work? Please, it's your responsibility.
Yes, we accept that. We accept, and currently we put in so many measures because MA Resources, not there alone, we have Akroma Resources, MA Resources, and another one at TB. We suspended their operations, not until they reclaim whatever place that they might before we tell them to go for it.
There was an interesting incident at Apinaman where the team chanced on an excavator at the residence of Mr. Akwesi Asabre. He told the team he was in the mining business because his party had come to power. The minister did not take it kindly to what he described as an irresponsible comment.
The MPP as a government will not condone right and wrongdoing. This is a party that wants to save the life, not of you, but to save the life of Daniel. Everybody. But what you are doing up there is wrong.
Thanks.
What we want to do is to help you to do it well.
In some communities, some lands had been reclaimed and crops planted on them. The ministry is to resource the Inspectorate Division of the Minerals Commission to effectively carry out its monitoring operation. All earth-moving machines will operate with permits in the country as a measure to track those used for illegal mining.
As a government, we are totally not against small-scale mining. I know these guys are going out with the intention of returning back, but please, that will not happen this time around. There is a sustainable way of managing this, and that is where the MMIP, is going to come in, which is a 5-year program. It's a project to make sure that we sanitize the whole system. What is happening is lawlessness. You don't need Tony and myself or my deputy minister to come and tell you that what is happening in your district, you need to act. The police officers are there, the law enforcement agencies are there.
Chebi is also the news as a hub of Galamsey activities. Almost every available land and water body have suffered some form of destruction at the hands of these miners. The Ghana Water Company issued a threat to shut down its plants at Chebi since the company could no longer treat the water for consumption.
And she said what they told Mineral Commission. Or quite a fast ember license. Or quite a fast way you use as see what you want to and what share Kenyani. You just me, yeah, for no what buy it. And the Yamiku Yaniku assassin who say Yadia. And the uncles are buying, and the transferable boy and Sunny come in Sakusi.
The chief executive of the Minerals Commission, Dr. Tony Orban, had a word of advice for the people.
We cannot allow water bodies, for example, to be destroyed. That one, no. See, that if you take your fire or in water bodies, that one, you are taking money to yourself and then making those who have to drink the water also suffer. It doesn't work that way. But those who have gone through the normal acquisition processes and done it properly, I don't think anybody will begrudge them.
For now, the ministry strongly believes the answer lies in the 5-year multilateral mining integration project, while some argue that the Galamseyers would bounce back in full action in search of the precious minerals once the public anger fades away.
And before Parliament went on recess weeks ago, members resolved to help fight the menace and called for strict enforcement of the laws on small-scale mining. Here are assets.
We resolve collectively as a country to protect the environment, to preserve our mineral resources, to preserve lives, and for our own good, to collectively resolve to respect the laws of our country, particularly laws on mining, small-scale mining.
So I think as a country, we should unite behind this clarion call, and it's good that the friends from the media are joining ranks with the concern expressed by prominent people in society, government, members of parliament, the judiciary. Every one of us is affected.
Stop it now. Stop Galamsey.
Decathlon, a French-based retailer of sporting goods, has opened a subsidiary shop in the Junction Shopping Mall in Nungwa, Accra. It is supposed to be the company's largest outlet in West Africa.
Globally, Decathlon is one of the largest sports companies engaged in the production and retailing of sporting goods. The French-based company has been in operation for over 40 years and has 850 shops present in other parts of Europe, Asia and Africa. The company believes there is a gap in terms of providing quality and affordable sporting goods to meet the sporting needs of Ghanaians. In this regard, it has expanded its frontiers to Ghana by opening a shop in the Junction Shopping Mall at Nungwa, Accra. It has sporting goods that will cater for soccer, basketball, tennis, boxing, golf, cycling, hiking, swimming, skating, among others. It also has equipment that one can use for aerobics to maintain fitness. The country manager of Decathlon, Mr. Kwesi Taburi, said providing quality sporting equipment and kits to customers is the goal of the company.
Here in Junction Mall, we are launching our first store. You will see 40 spots under one roof. And our idea is to find the way all Ghanaian people will be happy. That's why our products are very, very affordable. Value for money. You can compare all these products to what you can have in the market. For example, if you go in Cantonmental Market, our products are cheaper than this one. But all our products have at least 2 years warranty for all the products, 10 years for all our bags, and if you buy a bag, for example, it's lifetime warranty. Because we want to make sure that the customer has the very, very good product to do his own sport.
Customers were happy that now the Decathlon products are within their reach.
And I've been to a lot of sports shops. I started training this year. I've been looking around to shop. And most of the places you go are expensive. Their products are not quality, but what you see here is different. And I'm really impressed. I hope they are going to go to other parts of the country.
We are here today and we are checking on the items that are available. And I think their items, their prices are very moderate, it's very good. And the equipment and materials I'm seeing here are very good. I love it, in fact.
A former captain of the Black Stars, Abediayu Pele, said the wide variety of sporting goods provided by the company will promote lesser-known sports in the country.
In Ghana, we have only football that people are very interested in. But this gives us a huge opportunity to do boxing, to do athletics, to do basketball, I mean a variety of things. So I'm so glad that our kids are going to have the opportunity to really make a choice within the sports that they want to do.
Decathlon has also constructed a pitch by the shop where sportsmen and women within the Nungwa enclave can play soccer for free. It has online services where customers outside Accra can purchase its products and will be delivered accordingly. Decathlon hopes to open its next shop in Senegal next year.
We have entertainment news after this break. This segment is brought to you by Calville. The Ghana UK-based Achievement Awards GUBA has been launched in Accra. The award celebrates outstanding and valuable services provided by Ghanaians within the British Ghanaian community.
The Ghana UK-based Achievement GUBA Awards is an annual prestigious award ceremony inaugurated in October 2010. It is held to celebrate excellence and achievement of Ghanaians living in Britain and Ghana. The Ghana High Commissioner to UK, Papa Oswankoma, launched the awards for this year.
On the occasion of the GUBA Awards 2017, I hope many of us will have the opportunity to participate on the 3rd of June 2017. And I wish to assure you that I am going to be there. Without further ado, I hereby launch the GUBA Awards 2017.
Ghanaian songstress Noella Wiyala thrilled the audience with some music performance.
The land is fine, gold we have, diamonds we buy, yet we fight because
reports, and I'll see you same time right here, only on GTV.
Thank you for watching News on GBC24 and GTV. Have a good evening.